everyone, it's Kelsey and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a homeschooling video, and it is going to be why we are homeschooling our children this coming year. I guess I'll start by kind of talking about kind of history of things. Me and my husband have always kind of talked about homeschool. He was homeschooled for like a little bit. I was homeschooled for a little bit. I wouldn't say necessarily like coming out of homeschool that it would be something I'm like, oh yes, I want to homeschool. I had a really good time in public school, but it's kind of always been on our radar. If you've been following our family for a little bit, you know that we just adopted our children in December, and if you are a foster parent in North Carolina, you are not allowed to homeschool. So homeschool has kind of never been on something that's been a possibility, and now it is. So that kind of adds to a little bit of the history part. Something else is that I actually went to school to do elementary education, and I wound up not finishing my degree like when I just basically had student teaching and like one more semester left. Looking back, and probably should have just finished it, but at the time I realized that the school system the way it is was something I was not interested in being a part of, and that's really played the biggest part into why I did not continue my education in becoming a teacher. So I did get basically all the study stuff done, just needed to go do my student teaching basically, and one other class that kind of stood in the way. But so that's where we're coming from as we're starting this next stage and journey. There was a lot that went into consideration for what we wanted to do. One big thing was how everything went last year. My kids have been in some form of public education since they were 3, because they were able to get into like a free educational program with foster care, and with the fact that we had some special things that we needed to work on. So they've been in public school since they were 3, and they've learned lots of things, and they've had pretty good experiences for the most part. And last year was the first year of, I guess, like focused education, because it was kindergarten. And I don't want to say like something negative like and hurt someone's feelings if they were to come across this video or things like that, but last year wasn't good. If you've watched some of my videos, I have twins that are going to be doing kindergarten again next year, and a big thing that happened last year that I feel like they were, not they, one of the children were very ignored basically from the beginning and just written off that they weren't going to learn anything, so what's the point? And it was very frustrating. We tried doing lots of things. They would even have me wanting to do like almost 2 hours of work when they got home, when they definitely didn't need to do that. If anything, they needed no work when they got home because they had already been in that structured situation for that long. But it was just very negative. It just wasn't good. It was always that they were the trouble kid. They didn't do what they needed them to do. They wanted them to sit there like a statue, and that's not what they're gonna do. And I guess in reality, if you've watched my videos, then you know that we have some high energy children, and there's some reasons behind that. So it was just a very difficult situation, and I get it being difficult on the teacher, because if the student literally can't sit still or whatever, then it's going to be very hard to focus on all the other children. I get it, but it just was not very good. Also, last year I feel like we were not informed about things that I should have been informed about. If my child was going to a special class, I should have been informed about it. I shouldn't have found that out months and months after it's been going on. and having no knowledge of it before. And I just felt like there was a disconnect. It just wasn't working. And especially with kids who come from trauma and kids who come from hard places, school is really hard, and it's very natural to be a little bit behind. Also, they're 5 and turned 5 at the end of August, so they barely made the cutoff to even go to kindergarten. So we had already kind of thought that we were going to be doing homeschool. We were going to be doing kindergarten again, but yeah, I'm really glad that we are shifting to homeschool, so that all the list of things, of reasons, one of them being that we can actually do one-on-one education with the kids. I feel like last year, because of things that were going on, because he would get in trouble. I say he because that's who it was. He would get in trouble because he would do things, but they wouldn't ever actually figure out why he did what he did. Like going to the bathroom because he needed to go to the bathroom. We did not have a good time last year. So I'm excited about the one-on-one aspect because I can really see what they need, see what they're learning, actually what's going on, because with the distance learning, it really showed what it's probably like for them every single day at school. It was just a waste of time for a lot of it, because they're not able to understand where the class is at, and if they're not there, then they're just being left behind. And that's how it was the entire distance learning time. It was so frustrating. I was so done. The whole thing was beyond ridiculous. My kids are not kids who are going to sit here and watch a video for 30 minutes, 45 minutes of a teacher standing there talking. That does not stimulate them. It does not get them moving. It doesn't become interesting to them. So with everything going on, one of the things that pushed us to us was the fact that if distance learning was going to continue next year in any shape or fashion, we wouldn't be doing it. I know my children and what they experienced last year, and that's not going to happen. So that was a big push. We'd always talked about it, but the biggest push, of course, is everything going on in the world. But that's kind of why that wouldn't work for us, because when you have sensory things, school can be really hard anyway, let alone trying to sit there and do school on a TV or a computer, or do 2 worksheets and then not understand anything that's going on because it's not centered around them. So I'm excited to be able to center around the kids and what they need to learn. And yeah, and then something else that's also exciting kind of in that realm of things is that we can go at the kids' pace. Like I said before, they weren't right where the class was because of their age, because of other things. So they were just being left behind. And they would do certain things to try to force it, like sending me 2 hours worth of homework every night to try to get them to catch up. But that's just not reality. Like, you need to do what they need to learn first, not try to teach them things that are after, if that makes sense. Also, something that is exciting is that because we have the kids here all the time and we see what they're interested in, we pay attention to them, we are their parents, we know what they like, we know what they're interested in. If we want to do something with learning, like, we can gear it towards their learning style or towards something they're interested in, so that they are more interested in learning. So I'm excited about that part. So that's a big reason, is that we get to do things that they're actually interested in and not just boring things. And something that I'm really excited about is just the fact that I get to spend more time with them. As I said before, they have been in a public school setting since they were 3. So it's been really great getting to spend a lot more time with them. Like, it's been really good. I know that there are really hard days. If you just said when they were 3, maybe even 4, that we'd be homeschooling, I would have said that you've lost your mind, because it was just really hard. There were some really hard days and really hard times, but now that they're a little older, we've got some coping skills, we've worked through a lot, and just they've matured, and we've grown closer together, and things have worked out good. yes, breaks are needed, but it is not the same as I would have felt when they were 3 and 4 years old. It was very, very, very hard. And I'm so glad we're at this point, and I'm just excited to spend more time with them. And yeah, I've loved spending time with them as this whole situation has been going on with the world and we've been locked in our houses. I've loved it. The last thing that is a big reason and a big guiding point to why we are homeschooling is that we get to have extra discipleship for our children. I'll be honest and say that it's somewhere that I've struggled with. I really feel like I've kind of failed in that department. I know we could be doing more and we haven't been, and it's been something that I've really been working on. And yes, we go to church, we pray, we do the things, but I feel like sometimes we could be doing way more. And that's an area that I'm very, very excited about. I'm very excited to just be able to get in there and work on their hearts and help them grow, and just that part of it. It's something that I'm excited, and it honestly makes me upset sometimes when I think about how I feel like I've not done maybe as good as I should in certain areas. And I know that's with everyone. Everyone makes mistakes. That's just how life goes. But I feel like this is going to be a way that is just intentional, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah. I think that is my list of reasons. I'm sure there are more, but I'm just excited to spend one-on-one time with my children, work on their little hearts, work on their little minds, help them grow, and just, I'm excited. I don't know what else to say other than I'm excited. I got a little flustered thinking about the last reason, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is honestly a little hard to make because a lot of people have different opinions, and I'm not saying that homeschool is for everyone at all, but I'm excited to see where the Lord takes us and how this year goes. I know there's going to be lots and lots of hard days and lots of learning curves, but I am looking forward to where we are next year this time. And that's kind of crazy to think about because it's going to be different. It's going to be so different than last year. So I'm really excited to start this homeschool journey, and I'm glad that y'all have joined along with us on this journey. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.